With a sport like weightlifting is that although it looks like it's like 100% like power and strength, it's actually probably, in my opinion, like 30% strength and like a good 70% like mental.
There's definitely like a level of endurance that goes into that as well.
Oh yeah.
Right? So is there cardio training, or how do you like prepare for that?
Not really cardio training. There's a lot of strength and power training, but the endurance part that you're kind of talking about, it's at a slightly different level. It isn't really like sprints with a parachute. It's more like cleaning like about 85 to 90% of your overall PR. Like taking a step back and doing it again and making it look exactly the same. Like consistency is incredibly important in weightlifting, because I've seen like a whole bunch of people that don't have like a proper kind of like competition mindset.
Yeah.
That they're like super strong, but they like bomb out because they can't handle kind of like the competition aspect of it, and they like get super anxious or nervous and they fail lifts, and it just keeps going downhill from there, kind of thing.
Is that sort of mindset built in training, you would say? Like, what's the training process look like for you to go from practice and execute that into the competition?
Definitely like making lifts as like pretty as possible is a good way to develop that kind of confidence in your lifting.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And you say like it's all done in the work. I've seen you work, either that's calculus in high school with engineering. You're always in the library with me, just grinding it out.
Yeah.
How do you balance that relationship between being a student athlete and especially studying engineering is definitely not an easy faculty to be in. And like, how many times a week do you have to train? Sorry, that's
I train 4 days a week at about 2.5 hours to 3 hours at a time. So I'm in the gym about 12 hours a week, which is, I kind of want to put in 5, but 15 hours is just, I guess, too much at this point.
Or you gotta let your body recover as well,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Are you into like the ice bath kind of?
I've never tried it. I've heard benefits from it. I'm not sure if it would definitely take some getting used to, for sure, but I could definitely see the benefit of it.
100%.
Like I do more low motivation, I guess, forms of recovery, like massages or just like rest in general, but I've never really dipped into ice baths. I guess I could try that sometime.
So what would you recommend for a recovery process? Like, what's your recovery process look like, even from competition or going from training week in, week out?
It's usually kind of just foam rolling or like taking a day or two off. Like just really listening to your body and knowing what's your kind of limits physically, and knowing like how to recover from big sessions and big training. It's kind of that, I suppose.
Let's assume like many of our viewers may not be a professional
weightlifter. No, I'm not a professional weightlifter.
or soon to be. But if many of our viewers are trying to get into that and maybe they can't, deadlift the amount that what would you recommend like the first step be? And how to slowly improve that? Are you increasing, like every time you do a deadlift, are you increasing to get used to it? Or what's your like training growth like for that?
In my opinion, if you're just starting out, you probably shouldn't have the bar, or probably shouldn't have any weight on the bar for like a couple weeks. Because like something with like Olympic weightlifting, it's like incredibly technical. Sure. So you want to make sure you're doing everything right, not only so you can like lift more weight and like get to good lifting habits in the future, but to make sure you're not like injuring yourself, because like the difference between good and bad technique doesn't happen at like say half of what you could possibly lift. It happens once you get to like close to your limits. That's when you start to you could really hurt yourself if you're like bending your back the wrong way, or you're throwing the bar and it like crushes you as it's going down.
Has that ever happened to you?
I've had yeah, I have a feeling you've seen them. I've had some really close calls, I guess, with jerks or snatches, but I'm happy, or I'm lucky enough to be as good as getting away from the bar as I am getting under it, for sure.
Okay, that's good.